I'm here with Isaiah Joe's former high school basketball coach, Coach Burnett. Coach, I got a few questions for you. So first impressions, when you first saw Isaiah in the gym at Northside, what stood out about his game or his approach that made you believe he could play at the next level?
Well, like I said, I've been working with Isaiah since he was a 7th grader, and he would come up to the gym and work out with me. So just watching his work ethic from the 7th grade, and to watch the way how hard he played and his IQ of the game, once he got to me as a 10th grader, I just felt like that watching him, operate out on the floor, the work that he put in after practice, how he called me during Thanksgiving, on Christmas. And he never took a day off, and I just felt like he had a chance to be able to shoot the basketball on the next level.
Yeah, one of the greatest to do it. He still got a lot of good years left.
That's right.
So his work ethic, Isaiah became known as one of the purest shooters to come out of Arkansas. What were some of the behind-the-scenes habits or routines in high school that helped him sharpen that skill?
Well, just his work ethic all the time. I mean,
the consistency of it.
The consistency, never taking a break. And he will work out all the time. And like when we get done with practice, he'll spend another 2 hours because Dad will go get him something to eat after practice, and he'll spend another 2 or 3 hours working out. And that was his routine every day. And he never deferred from that. And
stay consistent in that same routine.
Yeah, and like I said, people think that Isaiah just woke up and just shoot the basketball. Shooting is a muscle memory deal. And Isaiah worked on his muscle memory every day.
Relentlessly.
And he just couldn't get in the gym and automatically go to the three-point line. He would get in the gym and work with his form shooting right there around the basket. Spend 10 to 15 minutes working on his form shooting, and then he would move out. But just people just don't understand.
And how important is that on the form shooting? Starting around the basket and then working your way to the three-point line.
That's where you get your form shooting from, right there around the basket. Making sure you got your follow through and your feet set and the balance. And then once you get that down, you're working on that muscle memory with the form shooting. And then you kind of stretch it out a little bit at a time. And so he realized that, his dad realized that, and that's what his routine was. And I think that's the big part of why he's doing what he's doing right now.
Right, so successful.
Yes, exactly.
So about Isaiah's character, coaches always see more than just the basketball side. What kind of leader, student, and teammate was Isaiah during those years here at Northside?
He was an unbelievable student. I mean, everybody around school loved him. He worked hard in the classroom. And some people turn it off and on when it comes to work ethic. But Isaiah's work ethic in the classroom is just like the same as on the basketball floor. And to see him, just move around school and everybody just always flock to him and talk to him because he's a down-to-earth kid. He never felt like he was better than anybody. He was always down-to-earth and,
stayed humble.
Stayed humble, very humble. And, and I, like I said, I during our senior year, we didn't have a lot of superstars. Isaiah was our superstar. And he, after every ball game, would meet at the bowling alley. And the guys would bowl and just stay together and build that team chemistry and bond. And
like a players only meeting?
Yeah, just play. Right. And I didn't know until toward the end of the year.
Never even said anything.
I never said anything to me.
Yeah, that's real character.
I found out. It is. And I found out because we was in the office one day talking, and he kind of brought it up. And that's a testament to him, a credit to him, because he was just so down to earth and just wanted everybody to understood it was important for those guys to get away from basketball practice and have a team bonding. And I remember coming into senior year, his dad said, Coach, I'm gonna find out if he's a D1 player this year.
Oh, yeah.
And because if he makes a D1 player, he ought to be able to make it to the finals.
Yeah.
And so
you should be able to carry that team over the hump.
Exactly. At the time, I didn't think about it, but a couple of days later, I thought about, was he putting pressure on me? I got to get this guy.
Yeah, on both of y'all. The same amount of pressure.
And so we ended up making it to the finals, and I think because of the off-the-court stuff Isaiah did with the team, really helped us be able to make it to the finals that year.
When a player does something like that, it's definitely a testament to their character because they're doing that behind the scenes for the right reasons.
Exactly.
You know.
And I didn't tell him too. That's something he felt like the team needed for us to perform better on the floor, and he gets credit for that.
Would you say that showed early signs of professionalism on Isaiah's side?
100%. And I tell people, when Isaiah was a senior in high school, I should tell people out in the community. They would say, Coach, I got a chance to visit Isaiah, and he's a great young man. And I just tell people, when you talk to Isaiah as a high school student, you think you're talking to a 25 or 30-year-old man.
That level of
because
maturity.
His maturity, it just showed respect, and the way he presented himself to people and carried himself, just off the chart. And everybody kind of picked up on that.
Yeah, that's contagious.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. And that's why he was like the ambassador for the Fort Smith Public Schools because he spoke. They had picked students around the area to come and speak to the superintendent. Okay. And Isaiah was a spokesperson for that because they just had that much respect for him.
Yeah, that speaks volumes.
Yes.
So, the Arkansas pipeline. Arkansas has produced some incredible basketball talent. Where do you think Isaiah's journey fits into that bigger picture, and what impact has his success had on younger players coming through Fort Smith?
Well, everybody wants to be like Isaiah now because of the way they've seen what he's did at high school and at Arkansas and now in the NBA. So everybody wants to be like him. But I tell them, you got to put in time like him. He just didn't wake up and do that. You got to put in time to be the best like him. And when it comes to University of Arkansas, you know, you got to put him up there in the top 5 shooters that ever come to University of Arkansas.
For sure.
And he made an impact on the offensive end, but also at one point in time he was leading the charges for the history of Arkansas basketball.
Wow.
And so his impact was on offense and defense. Yeah, that's unbelievable.
Speaking, like just playing on both sides of the ball and sacrificing your body for the team.
Exactly.
And I mean, it takes a lot of mental toughness just to take a charge in Division I basketball.
Exactly.
SEC alone.
And his IQ at a game of basketball is just off the chart. Off the charts. And that's, when you see him play, you can tell that.
Okay. So this is a bonus question for you, Coach. Full circle pride. Seeing Isaiah return home this summer as a 2025 NBA champion to host camps here in Fort Smith, how does it feel to watch him give back to the community where it all began?
I think it's great. I mean, that's Isaiah. He's a very humble young man. And for him to come back here and host these camps, and I know this community appreciated it because they showed that when they showed up for the parade, when they had the parade.
Yeah, that was
for the
crazy.
championship. And
it was almost like the same feelings. It was a parade for the team, OKC, and not just a player or two.
Exactly. There were so many people there, and the people gave him so much love on that parade. So the streets of Fort Smith was packed to cheer him on, and it's just great to see that. I have a great deal of respect for him because people don't understand how busy he is, especially them winning the championship because they downtime is their downtime has kind of been cut short a little bit because they got to report back next month. But he put that aside to come and run a camp for the people in Fort Smith, and I just think that's great. Give a lot of credit to him and testimony. What type of kid he is.
For sure. Well, Coach, I appreciate you taking time to speak with me about Isaiah and this beautiful camp that he's putting on and giving back. I'm Joe Vincent. This is Coach Burnett. It's Inside the Coach's Corner.